Yeah. So am I there online? Sir, am I live now? Yeah, live का option आ रहा है. Yes, sir. Yeah, I can see the PPT. Sir, but I'm not able to see anybody. Will I call their name? Okay, okay. Hello, everyone. This is Sharada Alok. Have been teaching chemistry at one of the renowned colleges of Kota from past 10 years. Many of my taught students are at different medical colleges across the nation. So I hereby welcome you all for our latest program, NEET UG, which is India's largest learning platform, no doubt. So what you have to do is there must be a question going on in your mind. Like many of you are, must have given the exam. I mean, many of you are in a dropper batch, and some of you must be in 12th, some of you must be in 11th. So basically, this topic I have taken from 11. No doubt, it is very basic topic, and trust me, this is actually the topic without which you cannot even walk a bit, right? Do you all agree with me? Because in chemistry I'm talking about. So what is the that is the only reason I've taken this topic, periodic table. So this is not only about 4 marks weightage, or 8 marks weightage. If it like there are two questions coming, that rarely happens. It is actually the weightage to entire chemistry. Why? Because if your periodic table is clear, okay, so you can get everything in. I mean, uh, you are your concept is going to be very clear for either you talk about S block, P block, D block, F block, or you talk about coordination chemistry. Even if you talk about organic chemistry, their electronegativity factors are there, atomic size factors are there. If you talk about inorganic chemistry, atomic radius are there. Everything out there, you have to be very, very precise in terms of the properties. And if you're thoroughly through with this particular topic, there won't be any problem out there for uh, in any of those topics, right? So, before we go ahead to this periodic table, first of all, I would like to tell you about this Unacademy. So, what you have to take, how will you take the subscription, and what are the benefits of taking subscription? See, because just by having today's lecture won't help you a lot. You'll have to take a subscription in order to have a regular, mentoring from us. So, what benefit you are going to get? Let me tell you about that. First of all, you'll be getting daily live class, right? What are the benefits of getting joining daily live class? First of all, you are like you all are getting interacted with me, okay? So what you can do there, you can ask your all your doubts coming in your first thing. And if you have any particular doubt, you can ask those doubts. Second thing, you can get it clear there itself. Third thing, and later on, like there are live polls, I mean quizzes, or there are many questions related to the topic being taught by the particular educator at that moment. So you can access to those answers there itself. Secondly, you will be having not many tests on a regular basis in order to build up your confidence, in order to build up in order your confidence quotient. You know what is confidence quotient? See, the more better you perform in the test, the better you actually become, I mean, you become confident about the particular topic, and of course you become confident for scoring better marks in chemistry. Because see, well, as they see now, well begun is half done. So always it is very important to acquire confidence about this. See, most of the time it happens, and it might have happened to many of you student when you were, able to. I mean, you might have been giving exam. What happens? There are most of the time it happens that the moment we have a look at the question, we just get disheartened. We become very, I mean, what to say, uh, like the very first thought, if your preparation, if your confidence level is not too good, not optimum, what will happen? At the very first see of the question, you'll feel, oh my god, this I'm not going to, I mean, solve this. Got my point? That there you are down almost 50%. So what happens, in spite of knowing the answer, you might not do the correct, I mean, solve the question correctly, and you might lose the marks for that. Are you getting my point? So, in order to avoid all those things, right, tests and quizzes are meant, first of all, right? So, the more regular you will be in these tests, the better your performance will be, the better build up your. I hope you're getting. So, first of all, what to do? You did. You need not to miss any of the live classes. Secondly, you have to try to grab every word being taught in the live classes. And in case, by any reason, if you are not getting a but, you should raise your hand there itself. You should ask it out there itself and try your every best to get it clear there itself. Second thing, in order to have best, most out of the class, what you should do, you should be regular in the daily life classes along with all your everything, so that whatever being taught, you go on writing the same way as you do in your regular, offline classes or in school, wherever. Because the moment you will write anything, what happens, the thing goes to your, I mean, temporary memory. You must be wondering what this temporary memory is. See, we have basically two type of memory in our brain. First is temporary memory. So what happens whenever you see any particular thing just for the particular moment, it may not be recalled by you after a certain. We call all those as temporary, right? And in order to, if you really want to keep it in your permanent memory, the very first step is to take your copy. And I request you all to take, or just be with your copy and pen even now as well. Okay. So, what will happen? You'll go on writing the things being taught by the educator. What will happen? Those things will gradually go in your, permanent memory. It won't be 100% in your permanent memory. It will start gradually going into your permanent. It will become permanent only after the revision, only after the doubt session, only after, appearing all these live tests or giving all these quizzes and performing well as well. Then only all these things will be permanently memorized in your. Okay. So, so these are the like things you are supposed to do. Now, what we are going to give you, because whatever we are going to teach you is almost based on a structured course. We have worked hard a lot in order to, structure it, in order to frame it the way it is required for the NEET exam. Yes, you heard me right. See, periodic table. You are opened with plenty of books, but that is not going to help you, my guys. I'm telling you that will not help you. Only what will help you, you should be taught in a particular way, that whatever teach should be totally target oriented for. I hope you are getting what I mean. See, suppose like if you have gone through this 20 paper, no doubt there was not a single question asked straight away from periodic table, but without periodic table you might not be able to most of the questions, like there was electronic configuration of copper, there was many particular thing related to the electronic configuration properties, there you must need to know. So I'll come on the periodic table later. First of all, let me tell you about this. The importance of the structured course. See, we all faculties are, uh, trained, or you can say, or we have hard worked on the basis. Like, if I'm taking you, I'm, my audience. If I'm teaching each student, I should see what particular things from periodic table or any other topic which I will teach you in future should be asked from that topic only. My students should not be diverted, or they should not be taught something very kind of like, this should not be precise. No precise teaching going to be going to happen over here. Be very clear. Your need, if your target is need, if your target is aims, you will be taught only those topic from periodic table or any other topic of chemistry which have been asked so far. And the same thing will happens in other subject as well. Okay, so this is actually the meaning of structured course. I hope it is clear to you. Now, what is the meaning of this unlimited access? See, you are supposed to take how many subscription? Only one subscription. That only one subscription stands for all. I mean, stands for unlimited access. For example, suppose you miss the daily live classes, but for any XYZ reason, I don't want to mention all those. You better know what will happen. You will able to access those daily live classes in the form of but because there's no point in attending another lecture or missing the one or skipping or a particular lecture and then attending the other lecture. That will never help. Remember that will help you. Everything should, because these are structured. This might happen that on day one what is being taught in a particular topic, and if you are joining on a day 3 or day 4, what will happen? You'll be missing what was taught on day 2. So suppose it may happen that the particular question can be come from what being taught in day 2, because this will never happen that whatever is taught on a particular day, if is of no importance. Every day has its own importance. So there is no point in missing any class. First thing. So if you are not able to attend the particular daily live class, you can go for the recorded courses. But best to have this before another daily, so that whenever you are that particular day live class, you should feel yourself regular. Got it? Nothing should be missed out. Okay, to you. Then you can have access to like if you are a dropper student, you can have access to class 11. You can have access. Well, you can have access to plenty of the live test quizzes. So I hope it is all clear. Now, let's come to the price. See, first of all, what will happen? You must be wondering if you have not subscribed it so far. So, what you'll have to do is you'll have to go to Play Store, download Educator app, and then you will have to look for the subscription for NEET UG. Okay, then you are there on this page. So, what you can see different prices for that. For 1 month, you have to pay 5,400. If you go for 3 months, it is 13,500. 6 months, everything is written over there. Needless to say about that. But again, needless to say about like there's no point in going one for subscription for 1 month. If you have attended 1 or 2 days class and you find it sufficient enough, okay, I think you should go for 20 month subscription if you're a student 11. If you're a student of class 12 or dropper, you should go for 12. Prescription. Why subscribe this type of subscription? I'm suggesting to you because see, there's no point in wasting 5,400 for the right, because the very end of the first month you are going to realize, oh, I am losing something. I should go for either. If you are a class 11 student, you must be thinking that I should have joined it for 2 years program, or if you're a dropper or a 12 class student, you that I should. What will happen? Your this 5,400 is all in vain now, because you'll have to pay for this 12 months. You'll have to pay extra. So why to go for that? Why not to think prior to that? See, if you are class 11 student, it is all decided that yes, you have to go for all that 1 year program. You have to do this. So why do you do that? Why do you go for that? So why do you go for 1 month subscription? Always better to go for 1 year subscription if you are a student proper, or 2 year subscription if you are a student of class 11, because it is always wise to save more to get. Okay, so but one more thing, please hold on. One more thing, don't forget this referral code of mine, SA10, in order to have all these I mean offered prices. Like actually for 1 month it is 6,000, but you will be getting it only at the rate of at the cost of 5,000. Again, for 1 year it comes for 30,000, but if you go through this referral code, repeat this referral code, SA10, very easy, SA10, right? So it is only 27,000 you'll be getting it. And for 24 months, if you are going, you have to only pay 32,400. One more thing I would like to tell before going ahead, I would like to tell, I like to, talk to class 11 student. Like suppose if you're taking 1 month, suppose, and again then you decide after end of the month, like you should go for 1 year, just want to, then you'll have to pay 27,000, right? Then you'll be, taking what only for 1 more year. So in total, you will be paying 32,400 just for the 11 months. Okay. But as you are a student of class 11, I would suggest you to go for 2 years, because again for 2 year, again if you change your mind and at the end of the year if you decide to rejoin it, you have to pay this amount again. So that time it will be cost 32,400 plus 27,000. Got it? So there's no point in that. You all have made your mind that you have to prepare for medical exam. So it is better to think right now and start for, taking the subscription for 2 years. I hope I'm very much clear for that. And one more thing, don't forget the referral code SA10. Okay. Now, let's come to the topic for which I'm here. So, uh, we are going to start periodic table. You can see many of the electronic equation electrons are, going around. We'll be discussing that gradually. First of all, what is periodic table? See, you must have heard two-cut table, three-cut table, four-cut table. What is this periodic table? I hope it is, known to most of you. What is periodic table? See, there are table. This table is not related to two-cut table, four-cut table, or three-cut table. This table is actually related to a proper, classification, proper arrangement in order to avoid any kind of chaos. Suppose I'm just talking about like your home. I'm just talking about if things are, scattered here and there. Suppose if things are scattered here and there, what will happen? So you will have to, you won't able to get anything properly at the moment. Suppose if you are entering in your home and if you have to look for bottle of water, you will straight away go to the kitchen or to the fridge. You will fetch it yourself, right? But you won't go to bedroom or you won't go to study room or anywhere else. But these will happen only when the particular bottle of glass, bottle of water is kept particularly where? Inside the fridge. Then only it will happen. If you have not kept it, if it is not kept inside the fridge, are you going to get it? No. Because you are going, someone must have kept the bottle inside the bedroom and you are looking for it inside the kitchen. That won't help you at all. So just to have a proper, discussion, proper ease to study particular element, we need to have this periodic table. I will repeat the answer. The periodic table is a tabular display of the have is to study elements. See, I will be explaining things at the same time. You will be finding the answers on the screen itself. You need not to go here and there to have notes, particularly everything, every proper notes you will be getting it here itself. So what you need to do, you need to uh, jot down the things. That would be better, or you can go for the recorded classes as well. Okay, so don't miss out anything over here. So as we have 118 elements till now at the present time, no doubt there are six more elements on which a lot of work is being done. A lot of work is going on. Many of the scientists, they are just grabbing to get the best out of most out of those six elements, but none of them have been successful so far, totally successful so far as per IUPAC. That is the reason they have not been included. But yes, very soon they are also going to be included under this six element out of 118. We have actually, we know mostly about 112 elements. Six are yet to know more, yet to display, explore more. So, periodic table, I hope it is clear. It is, I'm repeating again, it's the tabular display of the chemical element in order to have ease to study element. Yes, if you are talking about nitrogen, look here or there. You will straight away look this side of the periodic table. For me, it is this side, You will straight away look this side of the periodic table. And if you are thinking about sodium, you will straight away look this side of the periodic table. Or if you are not known, suppose you are new, if you are not known that about a particular element, you will just you're just asked as yes, this element is particularly on this group or on this side or on this side of the periodic table. Straight away you will get a lot many ideas about particular element, and that is the benefit, that is the purpose of having periodic table. I hope it is clear. Now, what is the need of classification of element? See, periodic table is all clear. Now again, there is it is further, have a lot of classification on the gradually see it is the classification is on the basis of elemental property, whether it is a metal or a non-metal or a metalloid. I mean, whether it is able to show some properties of metal, some properties also. Gradually you will see that there are certain elements which are having very high ionization energy, there are certain which are having very high electron affinity, electronegativity. All these terms we are going to gradually discuss in my forthcoming lectures. So, and then we'll see one more classification on the basis of their electronic configuration. There, what we will see like on the basis of S block, block, D block elements. There, we will see all these classifications. So, all these are uh, uh, what is the need to have all these type of classification. See, actually, it is difficult to study each and every element individually and to know its property and use. Like it is, if I tell you all these things are kept inside the kitchen, straight away there will idea come into mind. Okay, kitchen hai, so utensil will be there, edibles will be there. Got it? Microwave be there if it is required. Are you getting my point? TV won't be there inside the kitchen. Yeah, but there are certain people who used to keep. But generally, what happens? TV is there in the living room. So this is the purpose of classification of element, right? So just every like the mere discussion, the mere talk away about any particular element will give you a short idea about its properties. And yes, of course, gradually come to know that you will get to know about uses also if you know the particular position of a particular element. Got it? Now, how elements are grouped together. See, there is always a basis of classification or grouping together. For example, just now I quoted the example of like all those things, edibles and everything kept inside the kitchen, and this pillows, like sleeping requirement. I mean, and all these will be there in the bedroom. Study room will have your study books. Everything will be there. So grouping. What is the basis of all these grouping? Yes, similarity in their their what they are used for. In case of this kitchen and all these rooms. Here, what is the base? Their classification together, grouping together is actually their similarity in property. See, all elements with similar properties are going to be grouped under one particular, are going to be arranged or are going to be kept in a group. Okay? And if different elements are there, they will be placed in different groups. So periodic classification of element is what? It is basically the method by which elements are grouped on the basis of their characteristic. That is, we keep the element which are alike in one group. Alike means their properties are same. They're alike in they are kept in one group. And if their properties are different, they will go to different groups. Got it? So what are how elements are grouped together? On the basis of their properties. Got it? We will explore the term properties a lot in forthcoming. Now, what is the basic criteria? Almost we see this whenever we talk about periodic table, all of a sudden this particular big table comes into your mind. But इस बड़े से ताजमहल के पीछे कितने लोगों की मेहनत, we should not forget that. Okay, and of course मेहनत ही यहाँ पे नहीं है. What is actually what all things which used to play the key role for these classifications? So let us cover them one by one. First of all, what happened? In fact, few years before the periodic table classification, we call this periodic table classification. What this came into picture? First of all, there is a history to this chemistry. Let me just give a touch to that. First of all, what happened? John Dalton, he covered about atom. He there by that time there were 28, 25 elements were roughly were known to them, known to that time. What he did, he simply tabulated in that scale form that element's name, some of the properties which were known by that time. So that what happened, that gradually the element must have heard. After that, Doberan fired came into picture. Then what happens if someone has given some, right, given some, and if बहुत अच्छाई उसमें कम हो, बुराइयां ज्यादा हो, तो ऑफ कोर्स देयर इज अ नीड replacement. What happened? Doberina tried that, like it was like थोड़ी सी अच्छाई थी, and there were lot many exceptions to that as many elements went on, getting discovered. So then Newland came into picture. He gave his law of octave. I'm telling you all this. If you want me to discuss them in uh, detail, please don't forget to mention in the comment. Otherwise, I'm just going through because hardly there's any question came. That's why I'm just going away. Just taking this historical flowchart kind of verbal flowchart, I should say, so that just you should get a proper an idea, just a rough idea how this particular big right. What happened then? This Doberina tried lot many drawbacks for this, and taken out by Newlands. That he gave his Newlands law of octave. By that time again elements were discovered, but again that was not sufficient. Lot many drawbacks were there. So what happens then? Lothar Mayer came in picture. And Lothar Mayer did see. Lothar Mayer is, you can say, is a person who stand out different from others. How come stand out different? Because all of them, did classification in a tabulated form. But Lothar Mayer did what he used the class. He did the classification in a graphical form. He just drew graph with like atomic volume with respect to it, and he got this pattern. The pattern you can see. What happened? See, no doubt Mendeleev could not take much help out of it, but yes, he tried. He took a lot of help from this Lothar curve, and he just drew a graph. See, you can straight away see that on y-axis he had taken atomic volume, and x-axis Lothar Mayer had taken atomic weight. So what Mendeleev see, Mendeleev ने नीचे देखा. ध्यान से सुनना. मैंडेलिव ने नीचे देखा. उन्होंने देखा like atomic weight. Yes, atomic volume is drawn with respect to atomic weight. So what he did, there is a periodic, you can see there is a periodic pattern. Like every crest, you can see alkali metal is there on every crest. Lithium, then sodium. Can you see lithium here? Then can you see sodium? Can you see potassium? Can you see rubidium? Can you see cesium? So all these crests, right? All these crests are positioned by alkali metals. Then see these calcium, strontium, barium. This particular one is the descending portion of the curve which is being faced by alkaline earth metal. But he thought that it might be because atomic weight, all these are placed, all these elements are placed this way. So what he did, he just took this atomic weight as the criteria of classifying elements, and he just went on arranging different element on the basis of increasing atomic weight, and he just got he drew a Mendeleev periodic table. No doubt he is called as father of periodic table, of course, because there were lot many things mentioned or discussed or given in his periodic table. First, thing is that by that time there were almost only 60 elements have been discovered, but he has drawn a periodic table in which almost 90 elements, like 30, which been would have been discovered in the near future, but could also have been successfully placed over there. So this is how he is called as father of periodic table. But you know what happened? He just missed a particular thing over here. Like he saw at atomic weight, but Mosley saw at atomic volume. The Mosley की नजर थी, Mosley ने 1911 में दिया, and this Mendeleev came up in 1872. सालों के बाद मोस्ली की नजर, मोस्ली जी की नजर, मोस्ली सर की नजर कहाँ पे गई? He just looked at atomic volume, their atomic volume, and then he actually got succeeded. Let me tell you. But before that, I would tell you, like, suppose if Lothar Mayer question it asked, so maybe asked. See, you have to prepare for those which have not far as well. अगर आप वो चीजें जो है जिसमें क्वेश्चन में दम है, आज आगे पूछा जा सकता है. right? जिसके chances हैं, because there were some question this 20 need as well, and it always happened that there are few questions are always there, which is always asked out of your range. We as educator, it's our responsibility to make you prepare for that. This, yes, this is the particular thing from there, a particular question can. So be prepared for, especially for its position. You can see that all crest is occupied by alkali metal. Can you see all crest is occupied by alkali metal here? And alkaline earth metal is present at the ascending portion of the curve. Can you see there? Right? I mean, sorry, alkaline earth metals are there at the descending portion of the curve. Halogens are there at the ascending portion of the curve. And transition metals are there at the. See, these particular question can that is like what at which portion of the curve alkali metals are present, or at which portion of the curve alkaline earth metals are present, at which portion of the curve transition metals are present, or at which portion of the curve halogens are can be present. So for this, I'm going to give you a you know punch click for that. Punch click is what? I'll be keep on giving you such type of punch click which on just very memory of going to click you to the particular answer without making it negative. Yes, children, you heard me right. Punch click. I'll be punch click is my you know pattern of teaching. Punch click. मैं हमेशा एक punch click दूंगी वो सारे टॉपिक के लिए जहां आपको कंफ्यूजन बहुत ज्यादा, और कंफ्यूजन ज्यादा होंगे तो फिर एग्जाम में कॉन्फिडेंस क्या होगा? कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्कुल डाउन होगा. तो वी हैव टू ऐड सी फॉर व्हाट? बिल्कुल ज्यादा ऐड करना है और कंफ्यूजन को लीस्ट करना है. यू हैव टू मैक्सिमाइज द कॉन्फिडेंस एंड मिनिमाइज द confusion so that we get 4 out of 4, right? In fact 5 out of 4. Why 5 out of 4? गलत हो गया तो एक कम हो जाएगा ना यार, राइट? सो मैं आपको ऐसे पंच क्लिक देते रहूंगी. तो लोथर मेयर का पंच क्लिक क्या है? सी, कैन यू सी द पैटर्न ऑफ कर्व? Everywhere the pattern of curve, it hardly appears, doesn't it? Appears the shape of a, yes, वैसे एक शेप है. नो डाउट इसका एम्पलीट्यूड बढ़ता जा रहा है, बट द पैटर्न इज नॉट एट ऑल चेंजिंग. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, कैन यू सी द क्रेस्ट? ये पूरा कैसा शेप लग रहा है? ए हार्डली. तो ए स्टैंड्स फॉर alkali metals. Is clear? तो ए का क्रेस्ट पे विच ऑल एलिमेंट्स आर प्रेजेंट? alkali आर, right? तो याद रहेगा आपको, crest of every curve is occupied by alkali metal. A for alkali, the whole curve shape roughly symbolizes, got it? Now the ascending portion of the curve, that is towards the higher side of the curve. H for higher, it stands for halogens, right? Halogens means you'll gradually see they are present in 17th group. And basically roughly halogens are what? Halogens. क्या बुलाते हैं halogens? Gens means generated, halo means C. They are generated from C. We'll gradually explore them. So chlorine, chlorine, bromine are called as halogens. So halogens are present at ascending portion of the curve, ascending towards higher side of the curve. I hope it is clear. Ascending portion of the curve is occupied by halogens. Okay. Now let us look at descending portion of the curve, that is alkaline earth metal. Descending portion of the curve, alkaline earth metal. अर्थ किधर होता है? ऊपर होता है, नीचे होता है? यस, इट इज नीचे, डाउनवर्ड. तो डाउनवर्ड descending portion of the curve, D for descending, D for downward. Downward portion of the curve is occupied by alkaline earth metal. I hope it is clear. Alkaline earth metal. And then this portion of the curve is trough. What is this? Trough. The trough is occupied by T for trough, T for transition metal. You must be wondering what's this? H for halogen, T for transition. Yes, इसी को तो पंच क्लिक बोलते हैं. फटाफट क्लिक करता है विदाउट एनी कंफ्यूजन. आप स्ट्रेट अवे अगर आपसे पूछा जाए, अगर आपको इसका मैच द फॉलोइंग भी आए, like alkali metal at crest. Okay, alkaline earth metal, like different option. This side four option: alkali metal, halogens, alkaline earth metal, and transition metal. On that side, ascending portion, descending portion, crest or trough. Straight away it will be clicked. That clear? That is the reason I call it as punch click. Punch किया है दिमाग को. All these things have punched your brain. ताकि एग्जाम के टाइम में सीधा क्लिक हो जाए. There is no chance of any negative mark to that. Got it? Shall I repeat it once again? See, alkali metal, A for alkali, A for the whole curve, roughly looks like A. Got it? So therefore the curve, this crest is occupied by alkali metal. Descending portion of the curve, that is towards earth, is occupied by alkaline earth metal. And ascending portion of the curve, that is higher side, is occupied by halogens. H for halogens, H for higher side. And this is the trough. You know trough. Can you see the trough part of it? It is being occupied by T for trough, T for transition metal. Let's go back to the graph again. Just see all this. All these are transition metals. All these are the trough. Trough of this heat trough of one curve is continued to trough of another. The whole trough till here. Till here. It is occupied by transition element. Is this clear, guys? Now, I hope it is clear. Slope of here curve is clear. Now, let us come. How did that help to see? Mosley was a very wise man. That is the reason we are what we are. Straight away looking at modern periodic table, we look at the table given by him. Yes, the modern periodic table which we are going to discuss now is being given by Mosley. He was a very wise man. बहुत साल पहले वाला लोथर मेयर से भी आइडिया लिया एंड ही वाज नॉट वेरी मच सेटिस्फाइड उससे सिर्फ आइडिया लिया he took a just idea and he did something of his own as well. How come of his own? See, I just now told you that he this Lothar Mayer did what? Lothar Mayer में क्या था? There was a curve plotted with respect to atomic volume. मैंने कहा था ना, मैंडलीव की नजर, मैंडलीव की नजर एम फॉर मैंडलीव, एम फॉर मास पे चली गई, बट मोजली की नजर बहुत टेढ़ी थी, मास पे ना जाके, जबकि वो भी एम फॉर मोजली था, बट उसकी नजर कहाँ पे चली गई? चली गई एटॉम. And gradually it come to know that this atomic volume is actually related to atomic number. There is like atomic volume increases with respect. Well, no doubt that that is a rough increase as we move down the group. Okay, across the period there are so many this and that. We won't discuss. We won't go much into detail right now. Of course we'll go there as well, but gradually. अभी बस आप इतना याद रखो कि ये क्लिक कैसे किया उनके दिमाग. Got it? तो उन्होंने देखा कि atomic number was plotted with respect to atomic weight. नंबर के रिस्पेक्ट में एक पर्टिकुलर कर्व आ रहा था, एक पर्टिकुलर पैटर्न आ रहा था. नॉट एम्पलीट्यूड वाज डिफरेंट बट उसका पैटर्न वाज सेम. उनको लगा somehow this atomic number is related, what like volume is related to atomic number and should be actually the basis for classification. इतने से ही उनका उनको मजा नहीं आया. What he did, he went on again, like he just went on ahead and did what, he actually scattered different element with I mean, sorry, different electromagnetic waves. What happened in return? There are many X-ray emitted out of that, and every X-ray, as the element went on changing, these X-ray coming, the element went on changing. Got it? And through this X-ray, like wavelength could be predicted out, calculated out through that frequency, wave number, everything can be. Once you know wavelength, you can calculate out, right? So what he did, he saw a particular pattern. First of all, Mosley's law has given this equation. Sorry, this is actually based on the. It is actually this particular equation is actually called as Mosley's equation, and Mosley's law is will see that is written a different way. We'll see that gradually. First of all, let me clear about this Mosley's equation. How this Mosley's equation related to atomic? By this Mosley's equation is related to atomic number by this formula, and you can see that frequency of the spectral line in characteristic X-ray spectrum is directly proportional to the square of atomic number of the element considered. This is the equation for that, and where this is new standard frequency Z is atomic number, A are the constant depending upon perspective. Fine. Got it? But there is a straight line you can see here. And see, gradually as the atomic number is increasing, as this frequency is also kept, and this how made him, come to the conclusion, yes, it is the atomic number, and unlike atomic mass as was done by Mendeleev, that it is the atomic number which should be kept the basis. I hope it is clear. I'm repeating again. Atomic number. ये दो चीजों से, this was the experiment was done by himself, and the Lothar-Meyer curve also, motivated him to take atomic number as a basis of classification of element and not the atomic. Very very important, guys. You must know this whenever you are asked what is Mosley's equation. This is the equation where this stands for frequency, this new stands for frequency, Z stands number, and A and B are the constant depending upon the particular line. Remember, A and B are the constant depending upon the particular line. You have to be very clear about this, because you can be asked in like this: A and B are stands for, A stands for atomic number or frequency. You may get confused if you have not gone through this particular point. So don't forget to jot down that this A and B are the constant depending upon the particular spectral line. I hope I'm very much clear by this time. Now, what is this concept of periodicity? See, there is a word periodicity, right? Periodicity is what? And what is periodic law? Modern periodic law. Simply, modern periodic law is recurrence of element. The properties of element are the recurrence, or are the reason for their recurrence in their atomic number. Repetition of properties of element are the result of what? Atomic number. That is actually the modern periodic law. What is this periodicity? Periodicity ka matlab, periodicity ka actually talks about repetition of properties after a certain interval is called as periodicity of property. Right? Particular property is repeating itself again and again after a certain interval is called as periodicity of property. If elements are arranged in increasing order of their atomic number in the periodic table, then element repeat their properties with definite well. This repetition of properties is also as periodicity. So see, till even Mendeleev in his periodic table mentioned periodicity. But remember, please jot down my words. Mendeleev could not give the concept of periodicity. This is a very very important line, guys. Mendeleev, though he is called as father of periodic table, but he could not give the concept of periodicity. He could not give the reason of periodicity, because he was actually taking atomic weight as the you know the base of classification. And there are many isobars like argon and calcium. There are many. So atomic weight, even isotopes are there. So there is so many don'ts. You take atomic weight as criteria for class. So because he took atomic weight as criteria, he could not periodicity. क्या होता है? Repetition of properties. तो भैया repetition of properties result of what? Result of, let me tell you in the very next screen. But before that, what is the reason of periodicity? See, when elements are placed in order of their increasing atomic number, what happens? The electronic configuration of the valence shell of the element is repeated in such a way that element is having the same valence electron which fall under the same group. इसको अच्छे से देखो. You can see कि फर्स्ट ग्रुप के सारे एलिमेंट्स हैं लिथियम, सोडियम, पोटेशियम, रुबिडियम, सीजियम एंड फ्रांशियम. Okay, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, and francium. Can you see any similarity in all of them? I'll see. This is the electronic configuration. You can either write it as 1s2, 2s1. I hope we are going to cover it when we will be discussing atomic structure. But now, just actually, I would like to tell you it also can be written as helium, then 2s1. Can you see the electronic configuration of helium is actually as 1s? See, it is always better to save your time. That is the reason. In fact, this is one more way to represent electronic configuration, that हीलियम का जो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कन्फिग्रेशन है 1s2 है. क्योंकि अभी यहाँ पे तो आपको लगेगा there's no need like helium लिखो या 1s2 लिखो, it hardly matters the same, उतना ही टाइम लगा. But gradually you'll come to know that this saves your time a lot. and it gives you a clear cut picture about, but मतलब इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कन्फिग्रेशन देखते ही आपको पता चल जाएगा वो कौन से पीरियड में हो, राइट? ग्रुप में तो क्लियर है ही है, तो हम इसको देखते हैं पहले। तो यहाँ पे भी आप देखो 1:2:2p6, दिस इज द इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कन्फिग्रेशन ऑफ नियॉन, सो इट कैन ऑल्सो बी रिटन एज एनी in a square bracket 3s1. So this is the pattern of one more pattern of writing electronic configuration. We'll explore it more in a structure. Now, can you see a common pattern in all of them as you move down the particular group? See, here it is 2s1, it is 3s1, 4s1, 5s1, 6s1. See, every time what is happening? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is, the period number is increasing, guys, but the number of electron present in a vital is, it remains same. That is, we can see that all of them have same. So all of them have same valence electron means they have same valency. And if they have same valency, they're going to react the same way. That is, they are going to have same chemical properties. And if they are going to have chemical properties, they will be what? They will be repeating the particular properties. That is nothing but what? Okay, so they are going to have same chemical properties. So like if you are moving down in particular group, like for suppose here you are moving down in particular group 1, what happens after coming through all those 8 elements? You come to sodium. If you come to sodium, you find that it has got the same property. Using the word similar, remember I'm using the word similar, not same in case of lithium to sodium. I'll just explore it more our next lecture. So you see, but from sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, they are going to have almost like very very same property. बहुत ज्यादा सिमिलैरिटी है, यहाँ पे वो सिमिलैरिटी कम है बट यहाँ पे वो ज्यादा है. विल एक्सप्लोर इट मोर इन आवर नेक्स्ट लेक्चर, डोंट वरी. तो ये जो है पैटर्न है, ये क्यों हुआ? बिकॉज ऑफ द सेम वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन. द सेम वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन, आई एम रिपीटिंग अगेन गाइस, वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन सेम, सो वैलेंसी सेम, सो केमिकल प्रॉपर्टीज सेम, केमिकल प्रॉपर्टीज सेम, so recurrence of properties will be there. It's nothing but what? Okay. Now, now this is the periodic table given by Mosley to us, right? After going through all those ups and downs, right? So we should see that we call this as modern periodic table. Can you see almost 118 elements are there? Yes. Some of them are not yet explored much. So let's just see this in detail. First of all, this particular first group element, you can see here दो तीन चीजें लिखी हुई. सबसे ऊपर what is given? First, one is given, then 1a, then 11a, 1, then 1a, then 11. Sorry, this is first a. Make a correction, it is 1a. Okay, now you just see this. ये 11a भी है, ये 11a मैं बताऊंगी कहाँ का. ओके, उसके ऊपर देखिए 1a और 1. सबसे पहले तो 1 stands for first group. Okay, 1a or 11a. Actually, when you'll go through Halley's periodic table, there you'll find that every group is divided as into A and B. Okay, so this alkali, this first group elements were placed in 1a group of Mendeleev periodic table. Got it? Where 1a group of Mendeleev periodic. Now you can see here 2a. This has to be 1a. This has to be 2a. 2a, 2a, all these elements are there. See, I want, if you want trick for all these, that Helena ki Rab se Faryad and all, you can ask me, but there are already available many. So I won't be covering all those. I'll be covering even more. Okay. So this is first group elements. You can see right from hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, and francium. What do we call them? We call them as alkali metal. What do we call them, guys? We call them as alkali metal. Why do we call them as alkali metal? Because their bases, that is their hydroxides, are soluble in water. The alkali, actually alkali is a term that means that their hydroxide or bases are soluble in water. 1a is already clear that they were placed in 1a group of Mendeleev periodic table. Now coming to second group, that is beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium and radium. They are called as alkaline earth metal. See here the term alkali metals. Now this is alkaline earth metal. What is the reason to call them so? Alkaline earth metal. Alkaline stands for the same as alkali used to be. That is, their bases are soluble in water. Now, what does earth term doing here? This earth means actually why the earth term is given to them and into their name, because they were first obtained from earth, right? That is the reason they are called as alkaline metals. We are calling them because of the metallic properties. Okay, they are also called as second A. The same reason they were present in second A of math. Now here you can see right from third to 12. Third to 12 we call them as transition element. Third group to 12th group, they are called as transition element, guys. What is the meaning of transition? Transition means to keep change. We will gradually explore what is the meaning of this to keep change. But just for a short introduction, I would like to tell you as properties keep changing, therefore they are called as transition element. Okay? Transition metal also we call them because right from third to 12 you can see again third B here, third 4B here, 5B. These were A and these were B. As I told you that they have been straight away all group wise they have been taken from Mendeleev's periodic table. So these elements third B used to be placed in third B group of Mendeleev periodic table. So as it is, Mosley has taken it out. देखो ये बात तो बिल्कुल क्लियर है that Mendeleev has done a lot. That is the reason the credit to be father of periodic table is given. No doubt, but मोजली ने क्या किया सही समय पे of group 8 of Mendeleev table. Okay, now coming to 11th group. Just look at 11th group. 11th group we can see that we have elements right from 1B. We have element right from 1B, and 12th group we have element right from you know 2B. 1B and 2B ध्यान से देखना है आपको. 1B is from 11th and 2B is from 12th group. 1B is from 11th and 2B is from 12th group. Is this clear, guys? Now we have to see. We have to see. We have to see 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18. All these are. Can you see this A here? 13 is for boron, 14 is for carbon, 15 for nitrogen, 16A for this chalcogens, and 17A for halogens. See, यहाँ पे तो what we have seen the pattern, like first A group they were called as alkali metal, second A group were called as earth metal, but third A group is called as boron family. Here there is a change. So ये आपको you have to keep it in your mind that third A group is named as boron family. Fourth A group is named as carbon family. And fifth A group is called named as nitrogen family. It's also called as pnictogens where P remains silent. That is poisonous because of these having poisonous gas. If you heard about porcine, arsine, they are very, even ammonia is choking gas, bismuthine, all these are poisonous gases. Therefore the term pnictogen is given to elements of you know this 15th group, I mean nitrogen family. They are also called as pnictogens. Then the 16 group elements are called as chalcogens. Chalcogens means ore forming. You must have heard about the ores, carbonate ores, sulfate ores, right? All these are what? All these actually are being formed from the elements, basically majorly from the elements of this particular group. Therefore the name given chalcogens. Chalcogens means ore form. Then 17 group elements, they are called as halogens. I've actually covered that. Halo means what? C. Genes mean gen means generated. As we find them where? We find them from C. नमक कहाँ से मिलता है? साबरमती के तट. याद है नमक? Namak, right? And that NaCl we get from where? We get from C. In fact, most of the halides we get from where? We get from C. That is the reason they are called as halogens. Remember, astatine is not included in halogens because it is synthesized. It isn't found in nature. Got it? And then 18 group, it includes noble gases. It is also called as inert gases. Noble gases, they do not react. They sit noble, ideal, kind of, they're not going to do anything. But of course, हम तो इंसान है, मानने वाले का. We make some of the elements do some, which we will explore later. But they are, for now, we can call them like 18 group, also called a zero group, or was placed, when it was discovered by the time of, like, when Mendeleev gave his periodic table in the first first copy of the periodic table. This particular noble gas was not, included in that, because that time it was not discovered. But gradually when it was discovered, क्योंकि 1911 में modern has a lot of, तो बीच में जब ग्रेजुअली मॉडर्न पीरियोडिक टेबल, ये सॉरी, नोबल गैसेस आए, without making any changes, these were placed, could be placed in a separate group of Mendeleev periodic table as 8A. This is also, given the credit to Mendeleev periodic table. Yes, that his periodic table was so vast कि जो भी आता है आते जाओ kind of, आने सबके लिए, जो भी आ रहा है सबके लिए welcome है kind of. So this is also given a big credit to Mendeleev periodic table, that there was, these noble gases were discovered, there was no need of any, change, of any changes to be done to his periodic table, and this was separately placed in a separate group as 8A. So this Mosley has kept these elements in 18A group, 18th group, or 8A, because these were placed in 8A of Mendeleev's periodic. So I hope it is clear. Now coming to, you must be wondering what these elements are. Some of you, of course, may must be knowing. See, here it is written as 57 to 71, and all of a sudden it is 72. So this 57 to 71, as the properties were very, very different. See, as I told you that जब भी कोई कमी होती है, there is a need of, पहले डॉबेरेनर, फिर न्यूलैंड, फिर मैंडलीव. हुआ क्या कि ये जो कमी है, दिस ड्रॉबैक इज स्टिल देयर विद मॉडर्न पीरियोडिक टेबल. बट मैंने कहा ना, कमियां कम है. अगर कमियां कम है तो चल जाएगा. पहले वाले में क्या था, कमियां ज्यादा थी, इसलिए उनको चेंज करने की जरूरत पड़ी. और अभी तक 1911 से लेकर अभी 100 साल तक हम इसी को चला रहे, बिकॉज बहुत कम एक्सेप्शंस हैं व्हिच वी विल सी ग्रेजुअली. तो you can see this 57 to 71 elements are separately placed under lengthenite series. Of course, I'll be giving you in the very next video the trick to learn all these three. I mean, transition metals and lanthanide series and actinide series, because for these, everywhere it is available. Okay. So 57 to 71, as they are placed just after lanthanum, that is 57, they're called as lanthanide series, and after actinium, these all elements are collectively called as actinide series. Okay, that is series coming after actinium or actinide series. Okay, but basically they are called as inner transition. See, these right from 3rd to 12th group element are called as transition element, and these particular one, though these all are present in 3rd group only, but in spite of that, call them as inner transition. And why they are called as inner transition element? Because they are present within transition element. See, all these are transition element, and they are inside that transition. That is the reason inner transition term is okay. Now they must, you can see that where like all these have been shown by different colors. Of course, there is a reason that one is related very much related to their properties. We'll be exploring that in our, okay. So this color do have some meaning. Now apart from that, you can see that this 11 group element, can you see copper, silver, and gold? You must have heard that um, in our, long back we used to use copper coins, silver coin, gold coins. Yeah, and like our forefathers, they used to have. Now we have coins of alloys, but earlier, as they used, were having, हमारे देश को बोलते हैं ना सोने की चिड़िया. So they were so rich that they could afford to have these gold coins or these silver coins, right? So all these their coins used by normal people, I mean, for exchange of money purpose in our past. That is the reason they're also regarded as coinage metal, age coinage metals, right? And then you just the 12th group element, zinc, cadmium, and mercury. Can you see zinc, cadmium, and mercury? Yes, that mercury which is used in thermometer, right? So we call them as pseudo transition element. Just now you have that elements right from third to 12th group. We call them as what? We call them as transition element. But the element of group 12, we call it as pseudo transition metal. Pseudo. The pseudo term is having some meaning. Pseudo matlab jhoot. Okay, that is they do not match to all the category of transition. Well, that is the reason they are called as pseudo transition metal, which we are going to explore in our very next video. Why the term pseudo is given to them. And nitrogens, I've already discussed that all these compounds, this nitrogen family is basically called as nitrogen because cooking gas forming compounds are there. Now, coming to this actinide, can you see this uranium in a circle? Yes, that has got a particular reason. All elements after uranium are actually synthesized and they have been named by the scientists covered them. Like you can see that berkelium, californium, einsteinium, ephormium, lawrencium, right, mendelevium. So all these elements discovered after uranium are called as transuranic element. Let me repeat. All them elements discovered after uranium are called as transuranic. Now you must have seen that all this periodic table, if we see a random, trend like this side, you can see that right in this direction, non-metallic character is increasing and metallic character is decreasing. Or here also you can see this metallic properties. This metallic property is increasing, right? You just see this metallic property is increasing this direction, this way. And in this direction, if we'll move, metallic property is okay. So why it is all happening? That will be discussed in our next video. But you just see a zigzag line of elements over here: boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, strontium, and polonium. All the elements, all the elements placed this side of this are basically non-metals, and all the elements placed this side of this are basically what? So this, zigzag line, separating line of elements, actually called as metalloids. See, they're actually also regarded as metals. That is, they have some properties similar to metal, properties similar to non-metal. Now, they are what? Boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, antimony, tellurium, polonium. Let me repeat: boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, antimony, tellurium, polonium. The questions have been asked: which of the following set of elements totally represent metalloids? So you need to be very careful as questions are coming from this also. Okay. So boron, silicon, let me repeat: boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, antimony, and polonium are regarded as metalloids. Okay. Again, let me give you a what? Punch click. Yes, you got me right. Punch click of Deloitte. So that again, you don't make any mistake in, clicking those views without having any negative mark. Okay. So this, I have made a line to this is bus, BS, bus, gas, टीपो टीपो यू मस्ट हैव वर्ड टीपो टीपते जाओ बिना दिमाग के बस टीपते जाओ ऑब्वियसली अब इतना पंच क्लिक क्लियर है तो पंच क्लिक है तो ज्यादा दिमाग क्यों लगाना बस टीप देना तो दिस इज द ऑर्डर दिस इज एक्चुअली द कलेक्शन ऑफ डिलॉयड आपको क्या करना है बस ये गैस एक्चुअली जीएस गैस है बट इस गैस का मतलब क्या है गेसिंग GUE गैस तो आपको गैस करना है फटाफट आपने एमसीक्यू गैस किया एंड यू गॉट answers correct. Okay, first gas, where this B stands for boron, S stands for silicon, D stands for germanium, A stands for arsenic, S stands for strontium, DE for tellurium, PO for polonium. Let me repeat: buzz, gas, टीपो फटाफट, ये 5 क्लिक से आपके दिमाग की बत्ती क्या होगी, जल गई। राइट, सो ये 5 क्लिक फिर से बता रही हूं मैं, बस गैस टीपो। T for boron, S for silicon, G for germanium, A for arsenic, S for strontium, Te for tellurium, and Po for polonium. Again, remember how they are present in the periodic table. They are present as zigzag line of element. Bus, gas, go. Let me repeat. Bus, gas, go. Okay. So we will exploring all these properties in my next. Okay, guys. So if you really like the video, please don't forget to like it. I hope you must have liked the video. I I but if you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe in order to have all my videos, all my punch click, to avoid all your negative marking, to have maximum confidence, to minimize confusions. But all these, please don't forget to use my code before taking the subscription. It is SA10. Only you will be able to get the discount. And one more thing, it's not only you'll be getting the discount. If you go through this, just take the subscription, taking this referral code. See, you'll be straight away coming under my supervision. And as far as chemistry is concerned, I'll be taking all your responsibilities, I'll be discussing all your doubts, I'll be considering, I'll be of course I'll be taking a personal care of all your preparation, all your personal messages, I mean on the comment box only. Like if you ask, ma'am, ye video chahiye, wo video chahiye, suppose only even one of you is demanding for that, you will be getting that. Okay, but for that, don't forget to take this subscription. I hope you must have liked the video, you must have shared the video, and uh, please, if you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much.